All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do another Aliens book. This is Aliens Hive, issue 1 of 4 from Dark Horse by Jerry Prosser and KELLEY JONES, cover by KELLEY JONES. You probably by now, I think, you know who KELLEY JONES is. KELLEY JONES did a lot of DC work, also Dark Horse horror stuff. He does his own Kickstarter book on Kickstarter Dracula book. Is pretty cool. I really like his work, and this is basically just all the work, but still very good. By the way, if you are new to my channel, I do also a lot of aliens book. So if you are interested in these kind of books, I did a couple, also a couple of Predators. So check it out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, all that YouTube jazz. So without further ado, we can do this whole mini-series and see if it's good. Spoiler, I think it's good. I love all these books, but I believe, before we go into the story, I believe almost everything of the Alien books, just a couple of them that I'm missing, but they're also very, very expensive and hard to get. So I might consider collecting the omnibuses, but on the other hand, I have all these floppies that is also in these omnibuses, so I have to figure it out if it's worth it, yes or no. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's go in. So we have this woman, and I thought, hey, she looks like Ripley, but then I see the nose ring and the scar, and she is, wandering the ship, right? And then she is being attacked by this monstrous entity. You probably know this as an alien, right? Now, there's a lot of, well, there's not a lot, but there's some weird thing in here that I say, okay, shows it attacks her. Then it's, like, it seems that there's a pause button here. And I don't know what it's doing here. And also, what is with this proportion of the wrists? It's very small. And then she's running away, right? So she's going through this door. And she's fleeing. And we see this scanner, and there's an ant on it. I thought, what, an ant? Why is there an ant? I don't know. But the alien is following her, and she realizes that she can go nowhere because it's a dead end or blind alley, if you will, right? And then the alien enters this chamber. What KELLEY JONES is really doing well is building atmosphere. He plays a lot with shadows and black, and as you can see here, and that's basically his signature. He did also a lot of work for Marvel with oh my god, I'm blanking. Not astronauts, cosmonaut. No, it's Cosmonaut Comics. That's me. Micronauts. Sorry. He did also work for Micronauts. A lot of maybe some invisible details or details that you've not noticed really well. Like he can be off with a body proportions, but then also do body proportions very well, or faces. Like look at these curls in her eyes and her nose. Looks well. So also like that there's a lot of silence in here, and then we see just the scanner where the alien just approaches the target. Really cool. And then she says, oh, I hate this part. I think, wait, what do you mean this part? Did you go through this before? But then a voice says, priority override code Myrmidian. Wait, what? Return to standard program. What's going on here? And then this guy comes in. He says, you've done quite well, Julian. So talking to this girl, I guess. And there's a dog that drops the ball before the alien. The alien looks at it, picks it up, throws the ball, and plays with the dog. What's going on? And so this creature is hissing in the face of this guy and then goes away. He says, report to the lab at 15:30. I want to download and review, and keep Mac quiet. The crew's still in its hypersleep. Yes, Dr. Mayakovsky. It's a robot. What? Why would you build a robot of an alien? All right. So this guy, what's his name again? Julian, right? Jesus, Stan. He keeps getting better. It's all I can do to stay ahead of him anymore. Right. So, yeah, XL1 does seem to have all the characteristics we're looking for. What will 10,000s of him be like? And she is, you know, playing with her hair. Like I said, it looks sometimes weird, but also cool. I said, I don't think they were playing fetch. All right. So he says, I go back to my cabin and rest, right? Take it easy, Stan. There will be more of it than, than, than you can imagine. Enough to last forever. And we have this ant again. So, and this ant has a number on its head. You enjoy the show, Ari? So the ant is also a robot? Symptoms seems to be coming closer together, and he picks some kind of a vial out of a box, and it looks disgusting. He can, like I say, he's a horror artist, Kelly Jones, right? He can draw disgustingly good, and so the narrative says the memory began with a worm tangle on the back of his neck. The worm spreads quickly through both of his body and psyche. He flips through the memories like the pages of a well-worn book until he finds what he's looking for. As time turns blue. Now, what really is cool is, for me, is, what's the word? There's a word for one column. Chromatic colors, is that how you say it? When there is one color and they just play with it, right? So from lighter blue to darker blue and everything in between. So also, time slows down, the vial falls out of his hand, but he relives a memory, that washes over him, right? And Dr. Mayakovsky, I'm sorry, the cancer is advancing. How much longer? Not long, but there is something. So I thought you read it like this, but that's not the case. You read it like this, from left to right. So there's a doctor, gives him a vial, He says this would relieve the symptoms, the effects of the unprocessed jelly vary widely between individuals in mind what you are looking for. And then he's meeting with this woman. So this jelly that they are talking about is always come back because it's a lore of people want to get the jelly of a alien queen and they turn it into drugs, right? Call it a xenozip. So I've tackled the xenozip story a little bit here and there in the other books, but I didn't know that it would still continue into other books. Like it's a continuation after one chapter to the next chapter, right? So I believe this is coming after Alien Genocide. Now I forgot if I have it or if I have reviewed it. I do not know because I have so many books and, I've doing this for years. So forgive me if I do not have everything. And I also do not know if you have to read the other books to understand what's in here. I don't think so because I think every, chapter, if you will, is a standalone story, right? Because we have mostly all these alien books are 4 issues, maybe a couple of more here and there, but mostly 4 issues. And then it goes into another chapter with another artist, with another writer, with another alien story, which I think is pretty cool. All right. So this is about the jelly, right? So they say it gives some intense feeling of well-being and competence. Other experience levels of their own being not normally perceived. Still others have an orgasm that seems to go on forever. Isn't that great? Or not, right? And time progresses very slowly. So I believe it's called not chromatic or maybe monochromatic. I believe that's the word. Love it, by the way. I need to talk to my colorist about doing a similar situation in certain pages, but it has to be important, right? I just cannot say, hey, do this page in monochromatic color. It has to mean something. Anyway, so this woman has some kind of a proposal, right? She's, I don't know, read everything about this guy, and he remembers everything about that night. Her eyes, her smile, the way he felt, and the plan. It seems to be happening all over again and again. He touches on each frozen moment with her and holds it the sublime perfection of memory. That sounds creepy, by the way. Anyway, I forgot. We have to read it from this to this instead of doing this. So forgive me. Anyway, so she talks about a book that he wrote about an artificial, about cyber antics. And she said, if an artificial ant, hey, ants, get it? Can get to an ant hive, do the things your little friend did, why can an artificial alien penetrate their society? The reason for that is getting more jelly. So it's a more, it's drugs, right? You want more drugs. And where can you find the best drugs in the galaxy? Well, on a planet where aliens live, right? So they want to build an alien to infiltrate and probably get the jelly. I'm not entirely sure how that works. But anyway, she said, I was able to convince a bionational executive not to take certain secret to its grave. I know where it is, Stan, a mountain of gold. Now, I did remember that I did a review of a alien book of a pharmaceutical company guy that wants to have this stuff. So maybe she's referring to him, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, time moves on slowly. Amazing, the thing is charged with the jelly, and they wouldn't be able to see anyone who was wearing one. You were right about the magic of pheromones. She talking about the thing on the wrist or the jelly in general. Let's call in Norbert after the scientist you told me about. I don't think so. But then, this is happening. Stan, I don't know what to say. Thank you. I love you. Oh no, I love it. And she is putting her clothes up so he can have sex with her. Now, I'm not sure if this is a memory or a fantasy, right? I mean, it feels a little bit weird. I mean, it could be happening. Maybe it happened, but he feels the shudder in the chest once more. It seems to last longer than his own shy adolescence. The blue substance encases his feelings like amber. He can pull them from his memory and examine them and experience them forever. And then we got the ship, the Dolomite, and the crew. I've worked with the captain before most. I can almost taste the honey, and that money. The ship's design is a little bit weird. So the effects wore off. So the monochromatic blue is also fading. So the colors are starting to get normal again. It's really cool. The warm tide of the ocean pulls away, and he feels himself exposed to the chill of time. Really well done. Like I said, he can really draw well, but he can also exaggerate certain things, backgrounds, body proportions, objects, Well done. And what I also like, or maybe you can get used to it, but the story is also getting from one place to another scene very quickly. For instance, so they arrive here. I mean, we don't see the launch. We don't see the crew except here, right? So this doctor and the woman say, hey, this is a need to know only. We go onto the planet. We get to, she says, the nature of the materials need to know only, right? So they need to go to the surface and get the jelly. That's right. So, so he says, I'm looking for volunteers to, but then the dog is barfing. And then there is this creature coming. Don't move, he won't attack unless provoked. Wait a minute, this is a robot, right? So this robot goes on a killing spree. That's great. And then the doctor is shouting the override code Myrmidian. And the robot stops. Now, I thought to myself, wait a minute, why don't you just programming not to kill people? I mean, people would be freaked out if this creature is on board killing people. How would you complete the mission if people are getting scared or you kill them, right? It's not good. Anyway, I mean, but this is probably for dramatic effect. That's why they did it. So it looks lifelike. So what I'm trying to say about going from the next particular part of the story to the next, from one to the next. Well, we're gonna not ignore, but we're gonna push this thing, what happened here aside, and we go to the well, the part of the story that they need to go to this planet. So this whole death scenes with, you know, or the people are getting scared or afraid on board is being, you know, pushed aside because we need to go to the next one. So this, I believe ship's captains say there is some strange signals and he cannot fix the point of the point of origin. And it could be some kind of a proximity alarm. Now, I'm not sure if it's somewhere in space or something coming from the surface. Anyway, so the doctor says, hey, if it's an alarm, let's get going before anyone comes. So let's not waste time. All right. Also, they determined that they need to do it quickly because there's heavy storms on the planet. And so they are readying for launch. Like I said, a lot of darkness, a lot of atmosphere, a lot of lightning, lots of detail here. But the outside is, you know, just one color, not detail here, because the light is shining on. It's like I said, this is exactly what you would get if you put a light on someone. So a lot of fading away because of the light shines heavy on it, and then the details starting to form in front or the back. Depends on how you look at the person. Anyway, I'm rambling, but I want to point it out how good Kelly Jones is with lighting. Anyway, so the robot has been programmed not to sit. Right. All right. So then they are there's the people going to the space shuttle. What is this green stuff, by the way? Is it energy? Is it something that sticks out? Is it a machine? I do not know. Anyway, and so this woman says, see, what did I tell you, Stan? It's a walk in the park. I don't know, he's getting some kind of an aneurysm here. Now, I think he's on board of the ship, but they also talk about radiation. So maybe he's affected by it because he has cancer. All guesswork, right? Cool lighting. Shadow. Anyway, contact with the atmosphere, so it makes sense. So they're touching down on the surface, and it seems that the weather is getting worse, and it's worse than they anticipated. Going constantly back to these screens, what's happening on there, really cool. Small touches makes it fun. And then, we see an alien sticking out of this hive. It's an unusual structure than normal. So he looks at that there is visitors, and he goes back into the hive, probably alerting the other ones. Leads us to the next issue, by the way. Pretty cool. We have also letters talking about this book, which I think, but how did they talk about the book if the book isn't coming out? So it seems what they're doing is a preview book in black and white that people can buy. And they talk about it, and then they put it in here, have the people can send letters of their preview and then showcasing it here, which is pretty cool. I always wonder how they did it, right? I mean, this book is not coming out, but already people have read it. So, this is it. Anyway, this is nice. This is a cool story. And so we're going to find out if the rest is also good. I think it is good, but I haven't read the other ones. So more is coming soon, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. And thank you for watching as always. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.